Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity to deliver my ministerial statement. I want to assure the Honourable Member that this issue or this subject is also important and important not only for the ministry but for the nation as a whole. I know it's been talked about since the budget debate, so I'm just here to clarify some of the issues and some of the views that the members on the other side have. Naka, Honourable Speaker of Parliament, the Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Leader of Opposition, Honourable Ministers and Assistant Ministers, Honourable Members of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, Nisayanda Vinaka. Honourable Speaker, this afternoon I am pleased to deliver a statement on the fish cage culture systems that are currently being practiced around the world and the challenges we face in the development of this concept in Fiji. Honourable Speaker, fish cage culture or farming involves culturing fish in a captive environment where a free exchange of water can take place. The cage has 5 sides. The bottom and the 4 vertical sides are enclosed with nets. These nets are suspended in the water column with a flotation system around the perimeter. Pen culture, Honourable Speaker, is similar to cage culture, but with an open bottom, allowing direct contact with the water body. We are more familiar with pond culture, which involves rearing fish in an artificially constructed pond where water is maintained in an enclosed area, mainly on land and coastal areas, and this is currently being practiced in Fiji. Honourable Speaker, these fish culture structures are globally used, including the Pacific Island countries that have ventured into finfish aquaculture and mariculture. As global fishery resources are harvested at an accelerating rate due to technological advancements in harvesting gear, culture systems have been proposed as innovative solutions to counter overfishing. Increasing pressure on marine finfish resources driven by global and domestic demand encourages many Pacific Island countries to venture into aquaculture of several candidate fish species. Honourable Speaker, the following candidate fish species have been trialled and cultured on a low scale in some Pacific Island countries, including Fiji. One is the milkfish or yawa. In Kiribati, a hatchery was constructed and sea cage trials were constructed with support from Taiwan and now China. The government of Tuvalu also conducted fry collection and sea cage trials with support from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. The government of Nauru conducted fry collection and recirculating aquaculture system on land culture with the European Union support. Fiji was also part of this development, conducting fry collection and pond culture in Vitawara, which was destroyed by Cyclone Winston in 2016. Currently, the Ministry of Fisheries is conducting pond culture of milkfish at Thamboni Research Station in Ra. 2 is the rabbit fish or nunga. The government of New Caledonia constructed a hatchery and sea cage culture processing and marketing. The government of Solomon Islands initially trialed fry collection and cage culture. The Ministry of Fisheries is currently undertaking pond culture and broodstock management for natural spawning in a hatchery at Thamboni in Ra. This was also trialed in fry collection and pond culture in Raviravimba in the 1970s. Honourable Speaker, other species currently trialed by our Pacific Island partners include Pacific threadfish, red emperor, and yellow kingfish. Honourable Speaker, the Fish Cage Culture Research Project, previously known as the Makongai Development Project, was budgeted for in the 2021-2022 fiscal year. It focuses on diversifying from giant clam culture to culturing candidate fish species such as kingfish, coral trout, grouper, and rabbitfish in collaboration with local and overseas partners and institutions. Honourable Speaker, discussions with the South Pacific community were conducted to undertake a preliminary assessment of the economic feasibility of marine fish farming in Fiji and to identify candidate species for culture. Honourable Speaker, the sea and lagoon areas around Makongai Island provide an important and suitable site for fish cage culture. However, the main drawback is the lack of proper modern hatchery and laboratory facilities to undertake fin fish culture on the island, along with the need for reliable power supply to operate the hatchery and aquaculture work. Honorable Speaker, in 2020, a request was made to the Government of Korea through the Korean Embassy for the development of Makongai Island Research Station. Discussions are currently underway, and the Ministry will report back to this August House on the implementation. Honorable Speaker, Fiji's aquaculture sector has the potential and demand to grow further due to the rising global demand for seafood and the overexploitation of coastal fisheries resources. The main challenge for marine fish farming in Fiji is the unavailability of the high cost of feed. This is the most significant economic and logistical challenge to be managed for marine fish farming in Fiji. There is a need for more research on feed quality and the development of low-cost feed with high nutritional value. Honorable Speaker, sea cage culture projects for milkfish were trialed in Tuvalu with support from the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization. In one production cycle, which is about 160 days, they were able to produce 3.2 tons of fish with a total operating cost of $72,168. Honorable Speaker, other adverse factors contributing to the difficulty of establishing cage culture in Fiji include the threat of diseases that vary among candidate fish species. Fiji's geographical position, being cyclone-prone, also hinders the progress in this aspect of fisheries development due to frequent adverse weather conditions and natural disasters that may destroy the significant investments in marine fish cage culture. Honorable Speaker, despite these challenges, the Ministry of Fisheries is optimistic about the future of cage culture in Fiji. Fiji has potential sites for marine finfish sea cage culture. Honorable Speaker, it should be noted that fish cage culture in Fiji has several vital aspects that needs to be addressed. One is the improvement of hatcheries and laboratory facilities. Two, the establishment of smart partnership with regional and international partners to share ideas and best practices through the South-South cooperation. Three, specialized training and internship for staff on feed formulation, hatchery, and brood management. Four, encouragement of investors to invest in aquaculture with noted interest with some potential investors requiring further dialogue. And lastly, research and further development of candidate fish species, proudly noting that the Zamboni Research Station in Ra successfully produced rabbit fish in the last fiscal year, which was stocked at the Vitao Aquaculture Farm in Vitao, Ra. Honorable Speaker, the additional budgetary allocation of $400,000 for the Fiji Cage Culture Research Project is for the establishment of a solar farm at Makongai Research Station. This project will provide consistent power supply for the water pumps and aerators needed for the proposed cage culture species. Makongai Research Station is situated in the bay of the mainland, therefore simplifying the monitoring of assets. Honorable Speaker, there's a lot of work to be done, but the Ministry is determined to deliver what is expected. It will ensure the proper fundamentals are set to support these projects, ensuring its longevity and effectiveness in relieving pressure on our depleted fish stocks. Thank you for your attention and the opportunity to speak, Honorable Speaker.